Fluffies! In this week's news review video, we are going to talk about speculations for what is in the 2.6 update of Hello Kitty Island Adventure, job offers to work with Sunblink, and of course tons of other things about what the devs have said in the Discord in the last 2 weeks. And we'll start with some amazing community contributions. First of all, Planet Moonstar made all the character boxes and hats for all the characters, and it's gorgeous. You should go watch the full video and support them. And then we have Fred from the Discord who started to 3D print people's avatars, and it's adorable. There's tons of options and some of them light up now, and he even offered to make my character, and it's so cute and adorable. Thank you so much for making it. Orchid the Chin said, now if only the game would actually let us see the sky. And Chelsea said, while free camera is forever out of bounds for the game, I think folks will be seeing some sky pretty soon. Free camera, we can forget it apparently, but see some sky. What is it? Is it a new setting in the camera mode that allows us to tilt a little bit more to see the sky? Or is it related to the fact that we are going to have more of Cloud Island because apparently there's a new mailbox that is coming here? In a heads up, a feedback poll for Joëlle. For quests that require long-term effort to unlock, for example 3+ months of average play, would you prefer have the requirement be an achievement and the quests just don't appear at all until you get the achievement? It's not clear that there's a future quest, but it's not taking up space in your quest log. Have the requirements be their own quest, even though it will be in the quest log for a long time. It's clear that doing the requirement will give you process, but it's in your quest log for a while. Or have a character dialogue option that lists the requirement before you can move forwards, so it's not a quest or achievement. You know it will get you something, but most players won't ever see it. So you can go vote on what you think is best. I'm not sure if they're talking about some future things or some things like getting milk, things like that. That's super interesting, so go vote. Also, I did not realize last month that I got a point for my flower, and what is important is not that I got a point, yay, I'm happy, but also that for one specific flower, 3 of us got the point. So we got only 1 point, but at some point I was specifically focusing on trying to get flowers that no one else have done. And then out of despair, I put this one that I knew somebody else had, but that was the best I could do and I could not get another one. And I was so sad about that. But actually it got us a point. Still, it would have got us a point. Only the other people did, but I'm happy my contribution was rewarded, so good. Winry Kate said, I was wondering if there's any way I could get the full list of resources with the daily amounts, platform availability and rarity in a CSV file. I've been brainstorming a way to make it easier to know fair trade based off of this data. And Chelsea said, the economy of the game is actually tuned to intentionally be needy of different resources over time. What's easy to get and not required at one moment might suddenly become critical later and in high demand as players unlock new quests or even from update to update as new features appear. Just look at the saga of raindrops, for instance. HKIA live service model makes it very different than some other cozy games that are static, so things that worked and were helpful for those games might not for HKIA. For these reasons, amongst others, anytime a pricing guide has surfaced, it's generated a good amount of drama and criticism. Just something to be cautious of in your endeavors. Okay, and some very good news. They reached 100,000 members in the Discord, which is amazing. I was looking at that and thought it would be coming, but that they decided to release the CU1 for Switch 1 full week ahead of schedule, so that is very amazing. So Daisy said, I removed your message discussing time manipulation is not allowed in the server. And Chelsea said, and trading items that were only acquired through exploitation is also strictly prohibited. When you exploit and hack the game, you devalue the hard work that everyone else is doing. People are rightfully incredibly proud of the result they get from playing the game as intended. Undermining their hard work is not right or fair to anyone and will lead to removal from this server. So just so you know, sharing the these things is a bannable offense, but also I guess acquiring them, so don't even be tempted. Stormy Wing said, I've been really curious, what do spinip theoretically taste like? And Chelsea said, crisp, refreshing, but with a hearty starchiness underlying them. Tons of fibers and iron. Yum. Now, super cool things. Sunblink has 2 job offers that are listed as summer internships, so they are, I think, remote, but they are also only temporary. So you'll find a link to the 2 job offers on their X page. And one is for a business analyst and one is for a graphic designer. Vin says, hello, this is a question related to the intern application. How long are they open for? And Chelsea said, at least over the weekend, one of our core Sunblink team member had to go on an unexpected leave, so we had to whip this up quick and are also hoping to start more or less ASAP. So they might have closed the application by the time you see these videos, but it's still cool to see what they're looking for and how to make your application and things like that, so that you can be ready next time they open one. Some people had questions, and Swampy said, this is a paid internship, the pay will depend on experience. And Chelsea said, the income is only required for salaried position, but just so that no one assumes it's unpaid, I did edit both description to explicitly state that it's paid. Here's a fun story time. A few months ago, I messaged Nikki Island Adventure being like, hey, remember that thing you came up with? Can we put it in the game? To which Nikki was like, what are you talking about even? And I was like, you know, this thing. And Nikki was like, I didn't make that up. It's been in the game the whole time. Me to our writers, is it really in the game? Writer, 5 minutes later, searching through endless dialogues, spreadsheets. Oh, wow, yep, that's totally in the game. Us. Good job past us, I guess. This leads to no info at all, because one thing that people have been talking about is that an April Fool's joke that the next character will be this tooth character and that the new shop in City Town will be a dentist office or something like that. And I don't think that's it, because that's not in the game, so that's not what they're referring to. But what was something that Nikki was talking about in the past that was already in the game? I could not go back and read everything, but Meave shared a screenshot from Chelsea from February. No new characters for Icy Peak. Since it's so late in the game, it's hard to block exciting new characters behind it. The next new character will be in the summer, and Meave said it's a little bit early for summer, so technically we are end of May, this is not summer. So I'm thinking this is either the 2.6.5 that they said would be exciting, but I don't think they will release a character in a 0.5 unless there's something very specific with Sanrio linked to that, I don't know. Or it will be in 2.7, I think on the 9th of July, something like that. Naomi said, you've said at least 1 per update. Oh, that's visitors. I was talking about main characters. There will be a new visitor for 2.6 and it is hilarious. That's interesting because we had up to like 4 or 5 visitors in the past per update, and now lately we had only 1. And so this one is hilarious. And Meave said, what if the train is a visitor and the Shinkansen, which is actually the bullet train in Japan, is actually also a character? Obviously, because it's the real train from the Japanese rail. I'm pretty sure it's a collab, so it's not possible, but that was fun to think that actually the train in City Town will be the next character. That would be fun. But what will be this character? The only other characters that was mentioned that is not yet is from Agretsuko, and it's Director Ton, and I don't want him, and I don't think he will be hilarious. And Nikki Island Adventure said Hangyodon vibes for hilarious, and Chelsea said better. So I think that it means that it might not even be the family of Hangyodon. So we'll see. Sprout said, I think that it is big challenges and nice, like if you zoom you feel like you see him. And Chelsea said checks out, and it's actually the map where on the top of Icy Peak you can see actually big challenges stuck on ice. Sprout said big challenges ice cube trays. I'm just building the big adventure spark merch shop IDs bank. And Chelsea said funny for you to mention a merch shop. Are we finally going to see the thing? thing. So that's interesting because she said Friendship Island, and so we know where all the shops go now. They go to City Town, but it's a different island. Will City Town have a merch shop like we mentioned? Is that what she's saying? Or are we going to see finally a merch shop in Friendship Island? But there's only one thing, that is the big building behind Pochaco that we've been waiting for almost 2 years now, and we still don't know what it is. And I think they said like not before the fall or winter. So Demise said, can we get any comments on how many shops we will have coming up? Chelsea said, we have more than 2 planned, but of course a plan is not a guarantee. More than 2 planned. What does that mean? Does that mean we have more than the 2 already there that are planned? So like more are coming, like potentially 1 more? Or is it more than 2 on top of the 2 we already have? Does that mean 4 or 5? Like 3 more? It's not clear. Chelsea, you always talking so cryptically. So are you excited for the 2.6 update in Apple Arcade that is coming next week? Because actually you can, if you are also on Steam and Switch, because they said that the 2.5 and 2.6 update of Apple Arcade will come in June for all platforms, also in the CU too. So this is coming super quickly for all of us on all platforms. And so if you want to check out everything that was in the 2.5 update of Apple Arcade, so you can see what was not in CU1 and what you can expect in CU2, I will put the video over there and see you there. And remember, everybody can play cozy. Bye bye!